Hello, welcome to another episode of What is Brenda Watching? I am Brenda, and we're talking about Married at First Sight. We're on season 16 in Nashville, episode 8, and the couples just moved in. So we caught a little bit of them moving in last episode, but now we're getting the nitty gritty, and it's pretty good. I think this episode was probably the best episode of the season so far. I think Pastor Cal makes a difference. Like, the experts actually coming in and talking to them makes a huge difference because they get to tell them some of the stuff that we're thinking from home. So let's get to it. Let's start with Nicole and Chris. I got my notes as always. Chris's dogs are huge. Chris's dogs are huge. Like, these aren't like itty bitty dogs. Like, these are big dogs. And he's saying they sleep in their bed. I'm like, how are you and your wife and these two big dogs gonna sleep in the bed? I would hope that maybe, like, if they have to be in the room, because I mean, I'm not a dog person. I don't have dogs. But if I did, like, can they have a little bed in the corner somewhere? Like a little beanie bag bed or something like that. Do they really have to sleep in the bed with me? Especially like two big dogs like that. We're not talking about like a little itty bitty dog. No, that's a big dog. And I was just wondering, like, is an apartment big enough for them? It seems like they would just need a house with 3 dogs, and especially because his dogs are huge. And I noticed this time that they're not playing about these dogs meeting each other. They learned from last year's situation with the dogs fighting in San Diego that they weren't going to do that again. So they made sure that the dogs met in a neutral location. They showed us on TV so that folks would know that they're doing their due diligence and they learned from last year. So that made sense. Now, the big thing with Nicole and Chris this episode was the fact that Chris talks to Nicole about the fact that both of their leases are renewing. They have to let their apartment complex know in the next like 2 or 3 weeks, so they're still inside the process, whether they're renewing their leases for their apartment. Chris is saying, let's go ahead and renew the whole thing, so that gives us some time in case we decide to say no. And the kicker is, these two have consummated their marriage, I think, by this point. I would be kind of like, dang, you just had the sex with me and you don't want to move in. But I kind of wanted Nicole to fight back a little bit more on it. Like, can we find a compromise? Perhaps we can do a month-to-month lease. You know what I mean? Or perhaps we could do 3 months to give us enough time to get through this process and see what happens. Like, we don't have to make any definite decisions today, but let's at least not put in a whole nother 12 months, lease when we don't know kind of how this will be. And she's right that they will get into this situation where they're not living together and it'll start to feel normal. So I thought that was cool. It was nice seeing them talking to Pastor Cal. And one of the things he said that really hit me and hit home for me is, if you want this to succeed, it will succeed. And he's talking about both of them together. Like, if you want it to succeed, it will succeed. And I thought it was cool. I thought that conversation was good. People have been talking a little bit about Nicole and her, like, talking to the cameras. I just think that's her. She was like, really, how y'all gonna put this nasty, ugly picture of me? Like, this is what you want me to look at every day? Like, stop. Like, y'all could have gave me a better picture. I thought it was funny. I don't think it was crazy. I just thought it was funny. Because I feel like, you know, at nighttime, maybe that was something. I don't know that I would do that exact thing, but I mean, the big cameras weren't there. She just was probably sitting there having a midnight snack and was like, why did y'all choose this photo? So, yeah, that's Nicole and Chris. All right, next one I have Dominique and McKinley. How do they start the episode with him calling himself, or start their scenes with him calling himself a big loser? And it's clear that he is internalizing, based on what we see, he is internalizing every action that Dom makes. Like, McKinley is like, I'm a big loser because I live in a basement and she doesn't like me and blah, blah, blah. And I don't know how much of that was joking or him just being like falling into that stereotype, but I also feel like Dom doesn't give him a fair chance. I get it. He lives in a basement with his friend's parents. He hasn't been here for long. On the after party, one of the things that Dom said was, well, you know, I worry about the fact that if he doesn't have any roots here, that he could just get a truck, pick up his stuff and leave. Like, you're talking about a long time from now. Now he might do it because you're treating him like crap. Yeah, maybe he is going to leave Nashville at this point because he knows y'all aren't going to work out. But if you given him a fair chance, then maybe he would have settled down roots. Maybe he's been saving money so that when this works out, that he could buy a house that him and his wife would like. That could be something he's doing. Who knows? But overall, they had the worst conversations. The car conversation was just, you know, she asking him like, I thought you didn't like my apartment. And he's just like, well, you don't like, and they're talking about the dogs and all this type of stuff. It was just pointless because at this point they're nitpicking the things that they don't like about each other. Mac is insecure. Dom's exhausted. They need help. That was pretty much my summary of what was going on. So Pastor Cal came to them, and at that point, Dominique had not spent the night in the apartment at all. And Pastor Cal said that she was poised for battle, and he came in, and she's like, she said something about, you know, I'm gonna get you or something like that, or like something. He like, man, I got you too. I love Pastor Cal for the fact that at least he go hit for hit with them. If they say something, he coming right back. And some of the things, he called them out, and I appreciated that because he said, look, we matched y'all based on what you said you were. If this ain't what you wanted, then one of y'all lied or both of y'all lied about what you wanted. And I thought that was, you know, a strong statement for Pastor Cal. He said, well, then you guys lied. And then Pastor Cal was pulling out the receipts. He said, well, you wanted this, 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 and this. And you wanted this, this, and this. And both of y'all have it. Because Dominique is so concerned about this adventure thing and how he's not adventurous. And it's like, look, you can't be adventurous every day. At some point, you got to go to work. At some point, it's regular life happening. You go to work, you come home, you cook dinner, you watch the TV, and you go to sleep, and you do it all again. Sometimes it's going to be like that. And Mac isn't saying that he would never do anything adventurous. It's just not his nature to do it every day. And sometimes you might have to be like, come on, honey, like, let's go. And he'll go. Did he get on those horses at the honeymoon? Did he get on the boat at the honeymoon? Yes, he did. Right? He did it. So what you talking about? So that was the thing. And then Pastor Cal said, he ain't broke though. I said, okay, Mac has got some money. Because I think Mac said he's in cannabis, so he's a legal drug dealer. And y'all know when Pastor Cal take off those glasses and he do, hold up, let me get one of these glasses. Pastor Cal be like this. That's when you know he like, y'all acting crazy. So, ooh, I love the Pastor Cal episodes. Those are the best. So that's it with Dom and Mac. We'll see if they actually do anything, if they stay together, or if they decide to dip out. We'll see, right? Oh, and the other thing before I go is that on the after party, Dominique said that Mac is worse off camera, and he doesn't want to be seen as the guy in the basement. So, you know, who knows? But that's it with them. Let's go to the next. We got Gina and Clint. I thought Gina's apartment was beautiful. It has a wonderful view. And Clint came off in this episode is very, very genuine. Like, I don't know if somebody talked to him and was like, look, you know you on TV, so you gotta come off this way. I don't know. But he was coming off mad genuine. And for someone who says that attraction grows, like Gina was continuously saying, attraction grows. I believe that attraction grows. I believe that attraction grows. And then she's like, I don't want to move in because I'm not attracted to him. You just spent a whole week in a foreign country with the man, and y'all was in the same bed, and now you don't even want to move in with the dude because he said that he prefers, or his preference previously was athletic and slender women. Have you watched the show before? You do know that the purpose of the show is to move in. Like, how are you, especially without a plan on how you would be married and work on your relationship when you don't even live together? So yeah, that was interesting. And I gave props to Clint for being optimistic in this situation, for wanting to give it a shot, even when she offended him too, you know. Yeah, it wasn't like in a public forum, but she offended him. So I just, that was them. And then Pastor Cal came in and he was just perplexed, that both of them started the relationship talking about the things that they don't like with each other. Like, why y'all starting with what you don't like? Like, let's focus on what you do like. What is good about this? You can, you know, Clint, you could bring out some of the life in Gina, and Gina could give you a little more structure, you know, giving them the good things about each other and the things that they should see in each other, because Gina honestly does need a Clint, it seems like, because she is so wound up tight, and is so focused on work, I guess you could say. Like, she needs somebody who's a little laid back. You could say like, yo, let's go hang out for a bit. Let's have some fun, you know? One of the things Pastor Cal said was, who are you figuring that out with? If you moving, who are you, like, if you're not going to live here, who are you figuring it out with? Because you're not figuring it out with him if y'all ain't living together, period. And I just appreciated Clint's resolve and just wanted to know, like, why is Gina so scared about moving in? Like, did something happen that we didn't see? Did he treat you some type of way? Did he hit you? Like, did he cuss you out? What did he do that makes you not want to move in with him? So that's them. it's gonna be interesting because that's a train wreck waiting to happen. But the least you could do is go through the process, you know. Jasmine and Aries. I thought that Jasmine lives with her parents and Aries wasn't tripping about that. He saw her crowns. He's like, oh wow, I asked for a black queen and they actually gave me a black queen. I thought that was cute. And he is very genuine for somebody that's not like attracted to her. It seems like he's trying on some level. And I saw them like trying on the crowns. That was cute. And then when he saw the dogs, so she took him over to where the dogs were. And he took to some of the dogs. Dogs are cute. I still don't have an understanding. I think maybe she said one of them is coming with her. I don't know. I'm interested to see how many of those dogs are actually in the house. Like, is it just one? Or I guess the limit is two based on Nicole and Chris. But how that is working. But it seems like he took to the dogs. So that was good. And then when Pastor Cal came to their apartment, Aries was talking about he was just stressed because he felt guilty because he really wasn't attracted to Jasmine in the same way that he's been attracted to other women. Part of that could just be the pressure of the experiment and feeling forced and not feeling as in control because somebody else is telling you who your wife is, dictating, okay, you're moving in with her, you're going on a honeymoon, etc. And Pastor Cal pointed out that internally and morally that Jasmine is like the type of person that he asked for, somebody, and they had, Pastor Cal had them share what they like about each other, what they do actually like about each other. And Jasmine was talking about how she likes his work ethic and his honesty and that he makes her feel comfortable, stuff like that. And then one of the things I did notice that he said, I love that she works with kids, that she's close with her family, that she's a go-getter, etc., right? But he says he loves that. I didn't notice that. She said she likes. He said, I love the fact. So I thought that was interesting. I'm curious about how they might build chemistry over time and what that could look like for them. Will they stay together or not? I don't know. It's kind of up in the air with them, especially if he isn't really attracted to her in the same way. But I think you shouldn't make it a competition, right? You should just try to do the best you can. But yeah, so that was Jasmine and Aries. We'll see kind of what happens with them. And then our last couple, Kirsten and Shaq. Now, Kirsten's apartment, right? Shaq keeps saying, I guess you're a minimalist, huh? Because Shaq has stuff all over. And Kirsten, like, she don't have anything on her walls. She doesn't have anything extra. She don't even have a nightstand or a dresser and stuff like that. Now, Kirsten did say on the after party that she got in that apartment, I guess, right after 2020 or something. So the shipment delays and stuff like that. I get that. That's fine. I know I had ordered a couch one time and it took forever for the couch to come, right? But you can put something on the wall, girl. You can put something on the wall. You can go to Home Goods or At Home, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, all at Walmart, Target. They all have stuff that you can put on your walls. Like, you can put a picture to a mirror, something. Because other than that, like, it just looks sterile. Like, is this a home? You get a plant, fake plant, like this one. This is fake. Get a fake plant, something. A vase on on the counter. And I mean, she's like, well, I had my living room. I'm like, girl, please. But yeah, so that was interesting with them. So when Pastor Cal came by, I like that they said they were comfortable with each other. So that's a good first step. And Pastor Cal was talking to Kirsten about letting Shaquille be corny. There's nothing wrong with him being corny every now and then. Like, that's not the biggest thing in the world that you have to worry about, is that he's corny sometimes. But at the same time, Shaquille told Kirsten, that she doesn't, like, every time she asked him a question and then he asked her back, or he tries to ask her a question, then she somehow turns it back on to him. So she doesn't want to open up. And the thing is, if you're trying to build chemistry and you're trying to build a foundation with somebody, and you're asking for honesty and openness from them, and that person is being open with you and you're not reciprocating in any way, then he's not getting a good understanding of who you are. And then how does he help you feel comfortable in terms of, moving forward and actually feeling like a married couple? So I thought that was interesting. And one of the things Pastor Cal said was, he said that you're responding to your feeling versus what you're communicating. And I was like, oh shoot, that's a good one. That was a good one. This is why I feel like the experts should be on the show more and should be guiding these couples more, because some of the advice, 80-ish% of the advice they give is good, and Pastor Cal comes with the gems. Responding to what you're feeling versus what you're communicating, in terms of, like, she's allowing him to, how do I say it? Like, she's judging him or responding like, oh, Shaq's not giving me this, but she's not communicating what it is that she wants. She's thinking about her feelings and responding to the feelings that she has that Shaq is or isn't doing. And then but she's not communicating that with him. That was some good stuff. So that's really all I have for the episode. I thought that so much better with experts. I wish the experts could be on call during the honeymoon to help prevent some of this, or maybe show up right after the wedding to really help them understand why they've been chosen together, or, be able to kind of get some first looks and be able to talk to them about how they're feeling in the beginning. I think that could help them go into the honeymoon with better perspective, like help them know what they should be getting out of the honeymoon, and what they should be focusing on, versus starting off on the wrong foot. So I really love Pastor Cal this episode. He made it for me, and it was really good. So that's it for, what was this, episode 8, season 16, season 16, episode 8. Subscribe, please. Let me know in the comments how you're feeling about the episode, and let's go from there. Y'all have a great day.